our days here at SeaWorld as a trainer are all very different. We do a variety of different kinds of training sessions on different days because our goal is to make our days completely fun and variable for our animals. So if they knew what they were doing and they were doing the same thing every day, that might get a little routine. So what we do is we mix it up with them and we do what we call husbandry sessions, which is one of the first things I'm going to talk about today. Now, all of our training here at SeaWorld is positive reinforcement. So what does that mean? Basically, we reward behavior that we want, that we're looking for. There's a variety of ways that we can tell a dolphin they did a good job and reward them. Can anybody yell out something that they think might be rewarding? Fish. Somebody said it exactly. Fish is an easy one. Also, we sometimes give dolphins a rub down. Some of them really enjoy that tactile interaction. Sometimes we'll give toys, Jello, ice cubes. These are all little things that we can let the dolphins know, hey, you did exactly what we're looking for. So going back to that husbandry, or basically behaviors that help us take care of the well-being of the animals. So you guys can see Danny over there. Danny's at the glass. Danny, will you give a little wave right now? She is doing a mouth exam on Corona. So every single morning as trainers, we come in and we do full body checks to make sure everything looks great. Just like parents, you guys check out your kids, make sure, everything looks great on them. Same thing, so we check the dolphins inside their mouth, their teeth, their tails, their bellies, their flippers. They are trained to present any body part we ask for so that we can make sure they look great overnight. Alyssa is doing what we call a dorsal lineup. She's checking out her dolphin's back. Now we also can do what is arguably our most important behavior, and that is called a fluke present. Now the tail flukes of a dolphin are actually where we get our voluntary blood samples, and we have trained our dolphins to all give blood samples. Now who here has gone to the doctor and gives blood? Raise your hand. Pretty much everybody has had to do that at one point in their life. Who here likes it? Pretty much nobody, right? So it is a behavior that we train with our dolphins and we condition to make them comfortable with it. So what we do is we practice every single week, sometimes every single day, by asking the dolphins to simply roll over. You'll see Jenny on stage. She has Koa and Captain. We're rolling them over and holding their tail flukes in our lap. Now their veins are in their tail fluke and they're pretty easy to actually see those veins. And what we do is we will have, oftentimes our veterinary staff come out and they'll feel around for a vein. They'll take an alcohol swab just as if they were going to get that actual blood draw. And so we will repeat this process weekly with our dolphins so that when we do go to get a blood to make sure, just like you and I go and have physicals, we do physicals with our dolphins as well. And that way when we go to do that, the dolphins are comfortable. They understand what's going on and they fully choose to participate in a blood sample. Now, just like some people are very comfortable giving their blood. They don't mind about needles at all. Some people are a little more nervous. The same thing is true with the dolphins. Some of our dolphins, it takes more time, more training than other dolphins. They're a little bit more sensitive to that kind of thing. So it's our job as trainers to really watch the animals and kind of see what their comfortability is. Now we're going to talk about one more husbandry behavior, and that is an ultrasound lineup. So we train all of our dolphins to participate in ultrasounds. So you guys will see Jenny on stage has Captain in an ultrasound. From time to time, we do have pregnant dolphins here, and it is a great diagnostic tool to be able to check on that baby by doing an ultrasound. So we will practice. We'll have the vets come out with our ultrasound machine to make sure everything looks good when we do have a pregnancy here. And lastly, we train all the dolphins to slide up on a scale. So Jenny's going to demonstrate that right here on stage. We weigh these dolphins every single week, and we have a lot of data that says how much a dolphin of a particular age should weigh, so we know that they're nice and healthy. These guys usually weigh in between the 400 and 500 pound range. Melanie, if you just watched our show, she was the dolphin that jumped over the trainer in the beginning of the segment. She is over 600 pounds. She's a little bit of a larger dolphin on our scale. Bullet is 300 pounds. She was one of our common dolphins in the show. So it's really important for us to be able to weigh these animals and to do all of these husbandry behaviors. Now trainers, if you guys don't mind coming back to stage, we're going to show off for you some other things that we work on. So I talked about how we do different types of training sessions. So that right there was a husbandry session that helps us take care of their health and well-being. We also do some exercise sessions. So right now we're going to show you a few exercise behaviors that we can do with our dolphins. So why don't we start out with, you want to do a fast swim, Jenny? All right, this is a fast swim. So just like you and I need to exercise, it's really important for our dolphins to exercise as well. These guys can reach speeds of 22 miles an hour. And throughout the day, we will do exercise sessions. So where they do a bunch of jumps or fast swims, get their heart rates up. It's nice and healthy for them. Perfect, they're gonna come around one more time. So if you guys are at the glass, you can check them out. There they go. Now, did you guys hear that noise, that beeping sound? That is called a tone, and that is the way we communicate to the dolphins. Yes, that's exactly right. Come back over to stage. Dolphins can't hear our voices, so they hear higher frequencies, so we use our whistles to communicate. That's correct, and we also can use that tone noise, which is a little bit easier for them to hear underwater. Now what we're going to do is we're going to show off mom and baby doing what we call a bow together. So we have Malibu out here with her son Jack. And right now we're working on the two of them jumping together, and we actually have positions in the pool that we're working on them jumping. So if you guys watch, very good, that was beautiful. Jack is kind of following his mom and learning these behaviors. He is our 3-year-old. Now sometimes he goes and just jumps wherever he wants in the pool, so that was really good that he paid attention to his mom and he jumped exactly where she had asked. That was great. Now, why don't we show off we're working on a behavior called a screamer. And this behavior is where they jump in the center of the pool. It's very cool. If you have a camera, you can get it out. They jump in the center of the pool. And what we're working on right now is for them to all yell pretty loudly as they do it. So we're going to demonstrate one right now. This is Koa. Oh, she's not going to do it. That's okay. Like I said, all of our training is positive reinforcement. So you'll watch Jenny when she comes back. We don't use any type of punishment. We want the dolphins to know it is totally okay for them to make mistakes. All we do is we pause for about 2 seconds and try not to draw a lot of attention if that wasn't what we were looking for. We're going to try that screamer again. So what we were asking them to do is jump right in the center of the pool and kind of make a loud vocal as they do it. That was excellent. They were really, really loud. Sometimes we find when we add more dolphins to it, they aren't as loud. And I think they're thinking, wow, the other dolphin's making a lot of noise, so they don't necessarily scream as well. So we're going to try one with everybody. Here they go. Now that was really, really good. All of our behaviors, not all of our behaviors, but we train a lot of our behaviors to have the dolphins all work together. So underwater, they talk to each other and they make sure that they're coming up at the same time. It's really amazing the amount of communication these animals have with each other. We use hand signals to ask them the different behaviors so they know what behavior we're asking, but they really do work together to be able to do those behaviors. So it is really cool to see. If you guys check out our shows and you see like our breaches is where they all jump up out of the water and back down together. As trainers, we ask the dolphins at the same time to go on that behavior, but it's really cool if you can watch them at the glass. They will all kind of watch and look at each other underwater and kind of line up, and once everybody's ready, they'll come on up and do that jump. And what we call that is a group contingency behavior, basically meaning all of the dolphins, we're asking them to work together, communicate together with each other in order to do those behaviors. Now throughout the training sessions, you guys might notice now they're kind of swimming around on their free time. We like to kind of mix it up and do it in little increments. That way the dolphins have full attention spans. We have a 3-year-old Jack out here, and anybody that has a 3-year-old at home, you know that their attention span is not the longest. That is very true for Jack as well. So sometimes doing little short sessions where we do a training session and then we give him some free time, and then a training session and give him some free time.